Call Mission Control to Hermes. Status check.
All systems nominal. We're working on a solution for our scan power requirement. We'll update soon.
Roger that, Hermes. Keep us posted.
All right, Brad. I've been getting into space games somehow lately.
You have. A lot of space games.
So I played Deliver Us Mars recently, and then I played Metroid Prime Remastered before this. This is what I'm playing now is called Scars Above.
Yes.
And I don't feel like there's like a lot of
buzz for it.
Talk or buzz about it.
But I saw ads for this though,
yeah.
on some stuff, and I was surprised to see it. I was like, okay, spending some money to advertise it though, but I have not heard anything about it though.
Yeah, it's been cool so far. It's one thing you'll appreciate it. I'm playing on PS5 and it performs pretty well. Like,
oh, great,
frame rate's been really solid.
Sweet, very good.
Nice, clean 60. But yeah, it's sort of like it's this mix of different things. So like off the bat, like it like reminds you of Returnal.
Yeah,
yeah. Because you've got a character with this kind of
the gun, suit color,
the suit color, the backpack, the swampy areas that you kind of start in, and the atmosphere and stuff like that. But then the gameplay is kind of, and it's funny that it's like on my mind right now because I just finished Metroid Prime, but like it feels like it's got Metroid Prime elements to it.
What do you mean by that?
As well as some kind of definitely Souls-like inspiration in there too.
Okay.
But what I mean by that is the gun that you have, you do the beam switching thing on.
Oh.
So you have like an electric beam, and then you have like a fire beam and an ice beam, and I've gotten acid rounds, but I haven't gotten the acid beam yet. But it's interesting because it's sort of like a little bit in between like a really grounded sci-fi and then like more fantastical stuff. Because basically the way it starts out, it's you're part of this like small team of astronauts who have gone up. They're going to investigate this thing called the Metahedron that's appeared like above the Earth. And then like right before you arrive at it, your character like, I don't know exactly what happens. Your character just sort of blacks out and then wakes up in this other place and then sees some stuff go down and then blacks out and then wakes up somewhere else. And then to her, it's been like an hour, but like the ship has just crashed all over this place. And it seems like the rest of your crew has been there for weeks or months or who knows how long. So you're going and you're trying to like follow in the footsteps and catch up with your crew and also to stop whatever this alien thing is. Because it seems like there are these peaceful aliens there and there's this dude that just came wreaking havoc, and how that relates, I don't know. It's all part of the mystery.
Okay.
But yeah, so you have these like elemental guns going on, and so they're both good for like elemental damage on enemies, but then they also have different things that they can do in the environment as well. And the environment also sort of affects the enemy. So like if it's raining, then the enemies are wet. And so then you can get like bonus damage by using the electrical or cold attacks on them. And then, so like they'll freeze more quickly. And then when they're frozen, you just like wail
Smash
on them.
Yeah.
Another thing that was pretty cool is I'm getting into like these snowy areas now. And so there will be like monsters coming at you on this like thin ice, and you can blast the ice with the fire. And if they fall in the ice, they're just frozen.
Whoa.
And you can just smash them.
That's cool.
Yeah. And I even did a boss fight with that mechanic where like I had to like, get him caught in the ice, and then while he was like trying to recover, then he was weak for some other attacks and stuff like that.
Cool.
There's also stuff with the fire gun. It's kind of funny where it's like you're in like these hypothermic areas, and what's hilarious is you walk up to this alien, you find this body, and it's like, oh, it's like a little heating device, a little personal heating device. Rather than like using it to keep yourself warm, it's like, I'll attach this to power up my flame gun. So instead of using the personal heating device to keep yourself from freezing to death,
a new weapon.
Now I have to like find bushes. There's like these burning bushes to get into to like
That's funny.
to thaw yourself out.
That's funny. I have a question about this game's structure. So how is it laid out? Is it like a more linear kind of experience, or are you in these like zones kind of like Metroid and you're just kind of figuring out how to get through it more so?
It's a little in between. So like it feels like I'm pretty much like moving like front to back, like kind of a linear path. There are like little side branches and stuff.
Okay.
But at the same time, there will be things that like sort of circle back in and go back to earlier checkpoints. And this is where like I was saying, like there's a little bit of Dark Souls in this because you have these pillars that basically act like bonfires. So when you hit the checkpoint on the pillar, then you get all your health and your ammo back, but you also respawn the enemies,
Right.
All the enemies in that area. But like if you get around to the backside of them sometimes, then it's like, well, I can do that because I can just go this way now, and I can avoid all those dudes over there.
Okay.
There are also you also like craft different gadgets out of materials that you find, and so like I've crafted. There's like a shield that'll just straight up like absorb like 5 hits or whatever, and you can upgrade that as well. There's a decoy, which works pretty well because it's like there's some guys that have like these like weak points on their back, so you like toss the decoy and then hit them in the back. I've also got I just got this thing that's like a gravity well sort of thing, and that'll like slow guys down within a certain zone.
Okay.
So there's
Very
like
cool.
like using all of that stuff, and then you use the ice gun. There's like these pools of water that are like infested with leeches and stuff, so you take damage just by walking through them. But if you freeze it, then you can walk across. So there's just like a lot of different elements, and then there's also this kind of like investigation side of it, and this is also sort of a Metroid Prime-ish thing. So like when you kill a new enemy, you can like scan the body and get info on it.
Yeah, that totally is.
And there's also points where you have to kind of like I think it was the gravity well thing where there was like this machine, and you're like, okay, what does this machine do? And then so you like kind of scan different parts of the machine. It's like, okay, this is the circuit board, and then like this thing kind of like changes the amplification, and you kind of reconstruct what it does, and then you're able to use that technology for yourself. But then you also kind of do the sort of thing where like you analyze different things in the environment, like clues, like Witcher style or whatever. And then once you've analyzed enough clues, then you kind of see like this little hologram of, okay, this is where this person went and following their trail.
Okay.
And that sort of thing.
Cool.
So, liking it so far?
Yeah, it sounds interesting.
There's also a skill tree there to do things like active reloads and have like percentage chances of a device not using any battery when you use it and things like that. You get like experience they call knowledge in this, and so you get knowledge sometimes from defeating enemies, but then there's also just like off the beaten path areas where you get like little purple knowledge cubes, and then once you get enough knowledge, then you get an ability point that you can spend. And so like it's sort of tiered, so it's like tier 1 is like 1 ability point, and then once you've unlocked 3 things on tier 1, then you can get something on tier 2, which is 2 ability points, and then 3 ability points, and then 4 ability points. But yeah, I'm digging it so far.
Yeah, it sounds cool. It sounds like, I mean, it seems like when we all saw it, we're just kind of like, but it sounds like it's got more going on than we initially thought.
Yeah, I like the play back and forth with the environments and the weaknesses and stuff like that, and finding like different little combos that work on enemies. They apparently like you to shoot guys right in the mouth. If you can get a shot on something when its mouth is wide open,
Big
take
damage.
it. And I don't know, if I beat it quickly enough, I might do a review, but
Yeah.
I might not get there. So I wanted to get something out there so people have an idea what this game is coming out.
Yeah, very cool.
Nice. All right. Thank you for watching. We are Easy Allies. You can check us out here on YouTube. Hit that like or subscribe to stay connected with us. And if you enjoy the things that we do, consider going to patreon.com/easyallies to support our work and get more of it going. Thank you so much for watching.
Log entry. The bulbous growths on the creature's back act as storage for enormous quantities of digestive enzymes.